From New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Now, here's Wendy.
Okay, let's get started. It's time for Yes. I mean, Kanye, we all know you're not well, so just get better, but don't talk. Because when you talk, a lot of times you make no sense. So he went on this wild rant yesterday, slamming 3 celebrities who talked about his wife. Well, I don't know who he thinks he married. Hello? All right, you take a look and then we'll talk.
First of all, I want to address Nick Cannon. Like, I understand that you used to date my wife, but, you get in an interview, don't mention my wife. If someone brings my wife up, you say, hey, I respect that man, I'm not speaking on that. Don't be making no suggestions like nobody my wife. Now, the next thing is with Drake. The fact that it's people making rumors or thinking that you my wife and you're not saying nothing and you carrying it like that don't sit well with my spirit. Nick Cannon, Drake, Tyson Beckford, all that wasn't sitting right with me.
I have no idea where Tyson came out of until I remembered that a few weeks ago, Tyson went on a tear saying that he doesn't care about her body, it's not real. Like, he went on this whole plastic fake Kim thing. And Exhibit A. Anyway, and by the way, that obviously was in Chicago underneath the subway. He obviously was very out of breath while talking. And he got mad at a recent interview that Nick did talking about dating Kim. And to me, once somebody is part of your past, there's no problem talking about it. That's your truth. You knew... Dude, you knew who she was on that episode of Kardashians when they were downtown at the Dash store and it was empty, and you walked in and she said, Mr. West is in the building. Remember? At that point, I was like, At the time, though, you were married to Chris Dumfrey. I know his name. She was married to Chris and entertaining Mr. West is in the building. So, not for nothing, here's Nick talking about his experience with Kim.
Did she have plastic surgery when you guys were dating?
Nah, we used to talk about it. I used to tell her no.
Okay, so you were dating her before anything.
From what I think, she never, to me, what she
was always voluptuous. You could look old.
For someone who you probably thought you didn't know she was half Armenian or whatever, like, yo, that white girl got ass.
And you know what? At the time, At the time, Kim, I do believe that this is all natural. This is natural Kim. Naturally beautiful, naturally full every place, but she's just done the most now, and she really didn't have to. And as far as Nick, at the time that they were dating, Kim was, I mean, she was a Kardashian from a family, but she was still cleaning out Nicki and Paris Hilton's closets. Remember, she was one of those closet chambermaids. You know, cleaning out the clothes, giving to Goodwill, doing them by size and colors and stuff like that. She was the closet girl. And so now she's out with Nick, and if you recall, there's a picture that we have of them when they were paparazzi'd. Nick had a gigantic Phantom with the suicide doors, you know, sitting in front of the hot dog stand with Kim. And I know Kim was probably like, oh my gosh, okay. Maybe the thing with the Jackson boy for prom didn't work out. But this here could really work out. And Nick was popular. We knew Nick, we didn't know Kim. We knew Nick, we didn't know Kim. Kanye, you didn't just marry a Kardashian, you married the queen of the dance. And everyone's gonna keep talking. Right? Yes. We will never let her forget where she came from. Thank you, Ray J. But what an empire she's built, but still, you know, it's comical to think. He's like, oh, don't talk about my wife. Huh. Some people say she's like a doorknob. I will not give you the rest.
Yeah.
No, Suzanne, do you know that joke?
Yes.
Okay, you be quiet.
Okay.
Ashton Kutcher is a very lucky man because he ran someone over and he never got sued. Well, here's what happened. Ashton was driving his Tesla and he hit a 19-year-old named Leo who was riding a scooter. Leo was not just riding a scooter. Leo apparently already had a scooter with him. He was on his way to pick up the kids from school because Leo at 19 is a manny. Yeah, Leo helps around with the kids at home. So Leo apparently was thrown in the air, crashed to the concrete, and left with scrapes and bruises. Yes, yes he was. Ow, ow. And out of the whole thing, because Ashton jumped out, he's like, yo, dude, you know, are you okay? Are you okay? And Leo was like, oh my gosh, I'm good. All I want is a selfie. See, this is 19. All I want is a selfie. Do you understand that this man is worth $1 billion? Do you know what you could have gotten from him if you just said my neck, my back? But here's the thing. If I were him, I would not have done that, and I would have advised my son not to do the same. You know why? Because you can get more out of Ashton Kutcher in the long run than faking my neck, my back. Because that's fake, and that's a bona fide lie. And somehow lying about the aches, when you finally do start aching, like years later, they're gonna ache twice as hard. You know, like you don't say your kid's got pneumonia, that's why you're out of work for a week. Use anything but a sick reason. That's me, I feel like karma. I don't know how tall this little boy is. I can tell you, Ashton is 6'2" and still has to duck down. And the boy is still, I wonder if he's really good with the kids. You know what he looks like? Leo, you look like an actor, like everyone else in Hollywood. Like you wanna act, you wanna do something. If I were your mother, what I would say is reach out to Ashton for a job. He will always remember the day that he hit the boy on the scooter. And what potentially could have happened legally speaking. You understand? I mean, you could have owned half the empire, Leo. But instead, you reach out to him for a job. and see what he does for you. I suspect Ashton Kutcher, he seems like that kind of guy who would reach right back out to you, ask you for your cell number, tell you where the audition is, tell you, to do this and do that. Look, I'm not pushing for you for this job, but here's where you audition and see how it's going. Here, don't bother me all the time, Leo. Okay, but stay in touch. Would you have sued the crap out of Ashton? Clap if you would. Or would you do what I said, and that is get back to him? Clap if you would. All right. You gotta think on your feet sometimes in moments like that. It's like, ow, oh, Ashton Kutcher, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Ow, or what? A selfie. All he wanted was a selfie. Anyway, Puffy is in the news. He's responding to Eminem's diss track. All right, so Eminem's got this song, it's called Kill Shot. And in it, he raps about Machine Gun Kelly, saying he wants to put a hit out on him. He's saying that, okay, basically what he says is the day Machine Gun Kelly puts out a hit song is the same day Puffy admits he put a hit out on Tupac. In other words, he doesn't see any talent in Kelly, and he thinks that Puffy has something to do with the murder. Well, on Joe Budden's podcast, just follow along, okay? Hi, Joe. Joe has changed, right? He's not Ratchet Joe, he's like Smart Joe Buttons. Hey, Joey. Anyway, on Joe's podcast this week, Joe said he spoke to Puffy and Puffy told him, Joe, that he has everything under control and he'll handle it. Well, I do not believe that this is 1995. And I don't believe that Puffy is going back to his ways. Some of them. Puffy's grown. He's always denied having anything to do with Tupac's murder. Puffy isn't going to clap back at Eminem. He doesn't rap anymore. He raps the same songs that we already know, which we like. You just stick with those same songs and the Diddy Bop. He's got 6 children and 3 babies' mothers. He's got that Ciroc brand and a whole lot of stuff going. The man is worth $1 billion too. He's not clapping back at Eminem. And Eminem is a big deal as well. Listen, Eminem, he loves his Detroit. I like Eminem. I've always told you that. Whenever 8 Mile comes on, I always stop and watch. Never fails. He's amassed a fortune. He's raised his daughter. His baby's mother is not piping up anymore. We don't even know who Eminem is dating. He lives a very quiet life in Quietville. And that's the way it should be. Nobody's getting any younger. And Puffy certainly, I don't know, but Puffy, I know you're not clapping back at that. On the other hand, Ja Rule was mentioned in the same song, and he's not bothered at all. He posted on his Instagram, the more M mentions my name, the more I realize how bleeping legendary I am. Hashtag LeBron James of this rap bleep. He's so cute. I respect his era. He had so much going on with that Murder Inc. He was the king of Murder Inc. and they had their whole movement, Ashanti, and then he did a song with J-Lo. I mean, Ja Rule has, then he went to jail, but then he came back out, but he still looks like Ja Rule. Like he didn't go in and change, I like Ja Rule, and I understand what he's saying. He's laughing at it, like you mentioned me. I wouldn't say, though, that you're the LeBron James of hip hop, but I'll give you an honest Scottie Pippen. I like Ja Rule. And I always get to thinking, and then my husband's like, all right, well, who your top 5 MCs? And we go, now that the boy has gone away to school, this conversation comes up more and more. Who's your top 5 today? Who's your top 5 yesterday? Well, here's mine, yo. Well, listen to this. I love my hip hop, the deep greasy. And I can tell you, I do have a top 10, but I'll give you my top 5, and you can scream at me if you want. Top 5 all day lyricist. Jay-Z, Biggie, relax. Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, LL Cool J, and Big Daddy Kane. That's it. That's it. That's my top 5. That's my top 5. That is my top 5. Oh. Warm it up, Kane. Yo, Kane could still do a full split. You saw it when he was here on the show. Yes! In a suit. Yes. Anywho, I hope nobody's going to get in trouble because Eminem is wanting to have attention. And I'm sure you all will all hold your heads. In the meantime, have you ever seen anybody have sex on your lawn? Other than you? Then the sprinklers came on. Then the blinds start moving. Oh my God. Anywho, Ed Sheeran is fed up with fans having sex on his lawn. All right, well, he has this big estate in England. And the estate, apparently, people are meeting up on a swingers website where they've all decided to get together and do it on Ed Sheeran's property. Now, it's a very, very lavish place. There are 4 houses, as you can see, on the property. 4 houses, and a lot of lawn. And Ed apparently is there a lot. They know when he's there. All you have to do is look at his page. Ed's not there? All right, let's go. And Ed, by the way, has been there before when people have come over. And no, he doesn't go outside and say, get away, get away. You know what? I find this oddly a cute story. Only because Ed Sheeran is such a docile guy. They're not going there to kill him. His fans aren't robbing him. They find him darling. They respect that he's engaged. They're not knocking on his door. He makes sexy music. So maybe Ed, hire extra security to make sure that no one's having sex on your lawn. Unless they take their condoms away with them. So for all of you watching who are there in England, you need to go over there and get it in while you can. Because Ed is in New York right now. It's like Susan Sarandon had the sex on those steps. She had the sex on those steps. She came to our show. I was like, I think we put her in the hot seat or something. I was like, where's the oddest place that you have ever had sex? And she said, on the Spanish Steps in Italy. Now, mind you, they're all out in the open. And this is a woman of a particular age. But sometimes the more dangerous the location, right? The better it is. Just saying. Okay, so Remy Ma and Papoose are coming back to TV. They've got a new show. Actually, it's only 3 shows, so it's not really a series. It's not a documentary, it's just 3 shows. And maybe they'll give them more, I have no idea. But their new show centers around their blended families and preparing for their first child together. You take a look, and then we'll talk.
I really feel like y'all are adults technically, and y'all do a lot of adult-like things, but you still have this whole childish umbrella that we keep carrying over you guys. Now would be a good time to really start, how do I say this? Getting the hell out. Wow.
Remy is being too hard trying to rush the kids out the house.
Rush.
I just don't want to send them out there into that outside world.
They're never gonna be ready.
Premature.
Ever. Ever.
I must say, I 100% side with Remy. Papoose, what are you talking about? Those are 3 grown kids there. And if you don't kick the kids out for them to make their mistakes and grow up, then when will it happen? You know, like, you don't want your kids living with you until they get engaged and then they get married, so they go right from their home to a marital place. You want your kids to get out and have fun. I agree with Remy. And you know what? And with all these grown kids around, those kids aren't helping out with the new baby. You know how these kids are these days? They're not helping out. The baby's crying. You know, the big ones are ignoring it. Remy and Papoose are gonna have to have a nanny. And every time Remy sees the nanny, she's gonna be reminded that these kids, they're not doing anything. Why is it always me? Why is it always the nanny? Anyway, so it should be a cute show. It's called Remy and Papoose Meet the Mackies. It premieres on Monday, October 1st on VH1, but Remy and Papoose will be here next Thursday, so we'll talk about everything. All right, a little louder because it's Friday. A little more, a little more, a little more. More great show for you, everybody. Viral sensation Judge Frank Caprio is here, but up next we're breaking down the hottest new TV shows for fall. So grab a snack and come on back.